West Ham have reportedly agreed a £55 million deal with Tottenham Hotspur for Mohamed Kudus, with a medical pending for Thursday. This is according to David Ornstein, quite a credible reporter. And we're going to be getting into all of that. I mean, I don't even know where to start. I think it's an absolute disgrace, and it really sums up where we are as a club right now. I'm fuming.
Yep. It's I said this the other day about selling him to them. I don't, as I said before, I don't really want him sold to them. I don't really care where he goes, but I just think this just shows what sort of a bad situation we as a club are in. That we have to, we haven't got no choice. Our whole transfer summer is dependent on him going to Tottenham. So, yeah, it is what it is. Mohamed Judas, I'm going to be calling him from now on.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into some other details that X has put out since then. But the thing is, I've kind of made my peace with him going there. But it's also the fact that they've got him for 55 million. This is just 15 million pound more than we paid. We done a show the other day and we talked about this apparent Tottenham tax we was going to put on him. We was going to put a Tottenham tax and charge them more. I mean, his release clause is 85 million. They've got him for 30 million less than the release clause. The fact that we've folded like this, it just shows you how incompetent David Sullivan is. There was a report, I don't know if you see it, Nick, but the propaganda machine for David Sullivan, Sean Whetstone, Darren Hugh, they put out that we've got a £40 million short-term loan we took out last summer that we have to pay back this summer, which seems to sort of preempt this news. It's very, very key time in that, isn't it? You put out how desperately we need to pay back £40 million to Barclays this summer. Then later on, boom, £55 million deal agreed. So we're supposed to go, oh, well, we had to because we've got to pay Barclays 45 million. Hands are tied. Bollocks, man. It's absolute bollocks.
Yeah, it's, as I said before, worst owner in the Premier League by a fucking long shot. Can't sell players for fuck all. Hoping today that someone else was going to come in and didn't. But there we go. Look, listen, I meant it when I said it. Like, in terms of his performances, he's better off out the door. Yeah, don't make no bones about it. He is better off out the door. There is no point in keeping a player like him about. He might be worth £55 million now, yeah, and we was all talking about 85 million and all that, but he ain't going to be a £55 million player next summer if we kept him for another year because his performances were like. And I'm going to say this now: he's going to do exactly the same at Tottenham. He's 24 years old. He's going to go there. He's going to play Champions League football for a year. He's going to play out of his skin. When they don't get it next year, he'll start kicking off. He'll end up, and I said this earlier, he'll end up at Inter Milan or something like that. But in terms of selling him to your rivals, it's not good. You know what I mean? Like you've seen, for someone that ain't got a rivalry, I've had an awful lot of people in my inbox over the last week.
Do you know what? How cringe it is that they sit there and go, "Oh, it's not a rivalry. It's not a rivalry." You only have to go on the Fighting Cock forum every time we play them. Every time it's West Ham versus Spurs, they go on. You just read what their comments, what they say. But the fact that they try so hard to dismiss it, oh, it's not a rivalry. We've always been better than you. Then you can sit there and say, well, Arsenal Spurs ain't a rivalry because look at how much better they've been with you than you over the years. Spurs Chelsea ain't a rivalry because look how much better they've been than you over the years. It's embarrassing. So listen, he's gonna flop, but that doesn't mean just because I think he's going to flop, or he's like you said, first season he'll probably turn it on, and it's not going to make a difference to Spurs and Tottenham's success at all. But we should have got more out of this. We've obviously bent over far too quickly, and I'll just go on. The
problem is with it is that we are desperate, and we've put out that we are desperate, and. Levy is, for all of his intents and I know a lot of Spurs fans. I've got a lot of Spurs mates. You know what I mean? Like, and as a football club, I don't hate Tottenham. but I don't like the downplaying of their fans. I think their fans they're off their head at times. You know what I mean? Like in terms of like, we're not rivals. We've just finished above you in the league, and we was dog shit, mate, really bad. So I don't get all of this, And listen, they've had relative success, and I have been complimentary on the way Tottenham to the direct being derogatized by my own fans for being so. And I like the way that they go about their business, and they've done it all the right way. A lot more better than us. But at the end of the day, they are our rivals. They are our rivals. You know what I mean? We've been up there fighting for Europe over the last few seasons, and last year we were scrapping relegation together. So simple as that. We're in the same league. We're rivals. You know what I mean? Like the same way that us and Fulham are rivals, the same way that us and Brighton are rivals. We're rivals, whether you like it or not. We're rivals. They're welcome to him. Don't get me wrong. They are welcome to him. If there would have been someone I wanted to sell, but all of this, we've got your best player. You ain't got nowhere near our best player, I'm afraid. Like,
yeah, that's the thing.
He's a good player. Don't get me wrong. He's a good player on his day, but he's nowhere near our best player.
No.
But no, good luck to him. Good luck to you. Good luck to him. Whatever. As I said, he's after Champions League football. He'll play it for a season. You'll see what he's like next season. I'm pretty sure of it. The season after next. And then he'll be on his fucking way again, because that is what Mohamed Kudus does. But there we go.
I say bad luck to him, bad luck to them, and I wish them the worst. There's just an update, and I won't read it out word for word. I don't know what X's policies are, but so ex-employee put out an update saying the deal isn't 100% done. But apparently Kudus has put in a transfer request, which doesn't change anything for me. Him putting a transfer request means nothing. That doesn't mean, oh shit, we better sell him for 55 million instead of hold out for 65. Right. He's put a transfer request. Meaningless. It seems to me like they were too impatient to wait for Chelsea to come in, which I think Chelsea, who are about to sell Madueke to Arsenal for 50 million, would have come and put a bid in, I think, with that sale sorted. And it just seems we were far too impatient and too desperate. And it's a shame. It's a real shame that we're run by such a clown. And, you say they're a better run than us. Of course they are. I think we're the worst run club in the league. Daniel Levy has bent Sullivan over and made him his bitch. That's what he's done right now. And when's it going to end, Robbie? When's it going to end? When
Hold on a minute,
we be free of this?
Got this one. Look, Lionheart says Spurs have been in the Champions League 7 out of the last 10 seasons. Yeah, and it's all ended in the same. You was in the UEFA Cup last year. You ain't 2015 Tottenham anymore, mate. Let's be honest. Let's be fucking fair. You've got Dominic Solanke and you ain't got Harry Kane anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
how have they
got
done post Pochettino? They always want to put in the Pochettino, and now, like you said, you ain't got Harry Kane. Son is going. Like that period where Spurs were good. That's, and they were really
listen, and they were good. They were fucking good. You know what I mean? Like they was a pleasure to watch in them years. In terms of the players I got, but you're not them anymore. You're not the same way Arsenal wasn't like that for 10 years. You're not. Yeah. So there we go. But it is what it is. They've got a good player. He's not our best player by a long shot. But they have got a good player. So
but look, and on our thing, and this is the people will sit there and West Ham are screwed now. Like, and I've said this, and this isn't just because he's leaving. From last season to now, nothing changes because he didn't add nothing to the side. All we've lost is a moody fucker who seemed to just cause a bad vibes because he couldn't get his way. So in terms of on the pitch, he didn't contribute enough for it to be a big dent in our team. But now we've got rid of someone who clearly didn't want to be here. And that's good. That's a good thing. It's just the fact that we've mugged ourselves off when we should have played hardball. Every other club, you see so many clubs, and when we're buying players, you have to pay over the odds. We don't make teams pay over the odds. Look at fucking Kilman.
I don't think he was ever going to go for over the odds. It was quite evident from the performances last season that he wanted to leave. And as I said before, you're better off without a player like him in your team. He didn't add anything to us. He didn't. Like, he was, in fact, he fucking hindered us for a lot of last season.
Yeah.
You know, but I think the problem is that we played our hand too quick, and you know, in terms of like trying to downplay the fan base's expectations on transfers and giving Potter what he wants. You know, I think that message to the fans has got out to the football club, and we are desperate to sell. Which is, you should not, for a Premier League team, an established Premier League team that's been in there. We've won a cup in the last couple of years as well. We should not be in this position, like, especially when you think about the promises that were made in terms of you know, when we move stadiums and all that sort of thing. It's just another proof that it was a load of bollocks. We are the worst run team in the Premier League. We're probably the worst footballing team in the Premier League, to be quite honest with you, at the moment. I'm not looking forward to the season. But you know, that is the problem with having a guy that wants to run it like that. You know, Stuyvesant's gone. Then all of a sudden, this is all sort of starting to fall in apart now. You know what I mean? Like, good luck to Spurs. You know what I mean? Like, I know they're all in the comments. I know, yeah. And if it was the other way around, we'd be exactly the fucking same. So don't take it to heart. You know, they're just doing what everyone else would have done. I'm definitely not taking it to heart. But
I mean, it's funny as well. Stuyton come out and he was talking about the Fulkrug deal, and again, Sean, as the proxy of David Sullivan, was caught inflating the Fulkrug fee, which was reported, I think, in November. He said, "Oh well, you know, because Stuyton has spent £27 million on Fulkrug, you know, that's caused us issues." And then Stuyton's come out and said, "Yeah, for 18, it was about 21 million euros or so. It's about 18 million pounds. Like, for 18 million, I think I stand by the Fulkrug signing." It's like, hang on, you've inflated the Fulkrug signing by 9 million. Why? Again, why lie about what we've spent? Why inflate what we've spent? Because you want to deceive the fans to make us think that we're in bigger trouble than we are, because you don't want to spend. You've had your fingers burnt because you thought you knew what you were doing. You got Lopetegui in, you threw a load of money at him, and it didn't work. And the lesson, like I said, he always learns the wrong lessons. Like, he just wants to take more control. It's like, no, you picked the fucking wrong manager. And you spent, and this 40 million loan thing that's talking about, that's how much we spent on Kilman to give Lopetegui's guy. There you go, there's your Kilman. So if it's true, and we've spent that on Kilman, who was very hit and miss last season, it just shows you what a shambles we are to give a manager that we never should have signed. I just don't know what we do from here, man, as fans, because people talk about protests. There's some people that are like,
if you're depending on that money coming in, it's £55 million. Like, what are you going to sign with that? What are you going to sign with it of any quality? Like, if you're going to have anyone worth a rub, they're going to take the whole £55 million, and we need about 6 or 7 players. So, you know, I don't know, mate. This is not going to be a pleasant season at all. Kudus is going to fucking come into some when he comes back. They're coming back very early and all. It is what it is.
According to Exxon, this source him and Sean are talking to, that all of the £55 million will be invested. Don't worry. So it's like, hang on, I thought we was in trouble when we had to pay back a £40 million loan. I thought we had other PSR. So, but now we can just invest the full money. It's crazy, like the fact that they contradict themselves.
It's all nonsense. All nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, like, when you tell so many lies like that, you end up contradicting yourself and tripping yourself up, and that's what happens. They tell lie after lie after lie to the point they contradict themselves. And this is the state we're in, and something's got to give. Like, Sullivan, he's got to go. He's got to go. But what do we do? Like, and maybe it's time to protest.
He's in a position where he ain't gonna go.
Yeah, but see, this is
he's got to go for the. Someone said there, Spurs should have gone for Bowen, mate. I'll tell you what. I don't think Bowen would have gone there because I think Bowen's smarter than that. But if they'd have put a big enough bid, I reckon they would have got him.
Well, we would have probably accepted it because Sullivan's a fucking desperate fucking crackhead. But I don't think he would have. I don't think Bowen would have.
I don't think he's not that stupid, mate. He's got a job for life at West Ham. But
yeah, I don't think he would have gone there. But
the only way he goes now is that if we're so bad next year that he sort of turns around and says, "I have to go for my England place," but I don't know.
Yeah. It would be an awkward conversation at Christmas around the family dinner table. That's for sure. But the thing is with Sullivan, and a lot of people will say, "What's the point in protesting? He won't go." And yeah, maybe you can't force Sullivan out. But the thing is, we know about Sullivan, he has a very delicate ego, and I don't care if a protest doesn't get him out. It would make things very ugly and uncomfortable for him. And I want him to be as miserable and uncomfortable and unhappy as possible for the remainder that he owns this football club. So if that's all we achieve, then I'll take that. I'll take a very miserable David Sullivan. I do not want him to be comfortable at all because we're unhappy, we're miserable, we're uncomfortable as fans by the way of his ownership. So something's got to be done, mate. And I spoke to my uncle earlier on, and he told me that the club rang him up and offered him 2 season tickets.
Yeah.
So this is spreading. Like they're really desperately ringing up for, and they're like, "Oh, he's like questioning, how comes you're offering that?" And it's like, "Oh no, we just happen to have a couple there." It's like, no, you're offering them to everyone. You got more than a couple, because the waiting list don't want to know. The people like me who didn't renew don't want to know, and now you're scrambling. So they're going to be hit where it hurts. I think I don't tell people what to do with their money, but if you want to get that new kit for some reason you like it, I'm just saying, don't buy anything from the club. It's your money, it's up to you, but just think about it. Don't put money in their pocket if you can help it. Because mate, I'm tired. I'm just tired of it now.
Yeah. Listen, it is what it is, mate. There's nothing you can change it. Listen, according to our sources, it ain't 100% done yet. It's pretty much on the money. They've accepted the bid, so it's only a
medical.
But medical, yeah, they're stopping it. But Chelsea still might come in. Someone from abroad might still come in. You know what I mean? In that time, we'll see. But
this is it. But sounds like from him, he's just desperate to go to Spurs for some reason. I don't know what he thinks Spurs are and Spurs will do. They've just got.
He'll find out. He'll find out.
Yeah, he will find out the hard way, because I said I guarantee you there is no way they will qualify for Champions League next season. They will be in the Champions League. They will be eliminated from the Champions League fairly early, and that will be that. And if they're lucky, they'll get in the Europa League.
I ain't gonna say fuck all. Let them get on with it, and that's it. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing to do with us. We ain't in the Champions League. We've never been in the Champions League. I'll say it now. So it'll save everyone from saying it in the comments. We've never been in the Champions League. Probably never will be in the Champions League the way it's fucking going at the moment. But I don't think you'll be in there for very long. But there we go. But let's see. Let's see.
Yeah. Now, there's no excuses now. We've got this money. There's no excuses to not move your asses and get some signings in.
Yeah. We've got money now. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Now we've got money.
Scotland Ranger. You'll be playing Millwall soon. I don't know what that picture is. What's that, Power Ranger?
Yeah. Let's be honest, yeah. Who was closer to relegation last season, West Ham or Spurs?
They're saying they'll fight for top 5 next season. We'll see. We'll see.
They'll fight for top 5. So they're going from 17th to.
This is what Tottenham fans do. They'll tell you what they're doing next season. Yeah, we'll see.
Listen, they talk a lot. Like this ain't the needle mover signing you think it is. It's an upgrade, I think, from that position, and it's what you probably need. But it's not the signing that takes you from 17th to 5th.
Yeah, so, this ain't that one, mate.
Yeah, just relax yourselves. Like it's not.
You've just won we've signed a player from West Ham trophy. So good.
Yeah, it's funny though because he's sort of like the opposite of Brennan Johnson because Brennan Johnson doesn't have the ball, Billy on the ball, and all of that stuff, but he's got the end product. Whereas Kudus is the opposite. He has all the Billy on the ball, but not the end product. Not in the final third. So, but they're pushing out Johnson and Thomas Frank. They're all hyped for Thomas Frank. We'll see.
Okay.
I just, mate, I see a poll, like it was a survey, like the fans satisfaction or whatever is like so low. Like it's like 90 something percent of fans are just filled with dread going into the new season. Not excited, not happy, just dreading it. And hopefully we we do well in spite of Sullivan. We overachieve our expectations.
I don't understand where there's loads of Tottenham fans. I don't understand where you're coming from. I really don't understand where you're coming from. You've just finished 17th in the league. 17th in the league.
Yeah.
And you're telling me you're going to be going for top 5 and you won that European Cup. Look, I'm never take the European Cup away from anyone. I was the happiest I've ever been in my fucking life when we won our European Cup. You've just won a European Cup against a fucking pretty poor set of opponents, let's be honest.
Yeah, but that's no measure of where they are.
I don't see where you go from. Yeah, you're playing Champions League football, but that might as well be fucking Ipswich the way you played last season.
Yeah, and that's the problem is they're in a much tougher competition. They're going to face much tougher teams. They're going to find out the hard way. That's going to tax them like never before. They're not built for this. And they're going to find out quickly, and I can't wait for it. Like, there are so many better teams than Tottenham, and they think they're getting top 5. So, listen, let them, celebrate now because, it just makes it sweeter when it blows up in their face and they Spurs it up. As for us, like I said, we've just got to stay on Sullivan's neck.
This I'll tell you what, this has got to be one of the comments of the day. Embarrassing yourself, lads. You've been embarrassing yourself for 50 fucking years. I've been fucking looking at. So yeah, good luck to you. Anyway, good luck to you. You crack on. You can have him. You're welcome to. There we go.
Yeah. No one respects Spurs. That's Kudus, for sure.
Somebody said Kudus will surely do well. Yeah, I reckon he will do well. I reckon
he'll do all right. He'll be fine. But again, it's not a needle. Like, look at the players they've had over the years. They've had the Sons and the Canes, and they've had like top players there, and it's not really amounted to much. And they still ended up finished 17th last season in the end. So it didn't build a dynasty of a team, did it? When you had all these great players and you was doing well, you still ended up later on falling down in the mud. So, like, you think Kudus is going to be able to do what Kane couldn't do and what Son couldn't do and what Gareth Bale couldn't do. And, like, he's just going to be a player that you look and go, oh, he's a good player for Spurs. Like, that's what you're getting. It's not a needle mover.
Grown men singing about bubbles. It's better than having a chicken on a football, I reckon.
But do you know what? They don't understand what metaphors are.
No.
Which is classic Spurs. You don't know what a metaphor is. So, yeah. So
there we go.
Yeah, we will see what happens. Time will tell. But West Ham, good. He's gone. Now, move your fucking asses and get some signings in.
Yeah, that's it. We did. That's it. Now, there's no excuses. So we're going to start seeing players coming
in. The other thing, I'd say the other positive, again, it's the fee for me. But the big issue was with Kudus, his best position was on the right. Even though he sees himself as a 10, his best position was on the right. He was never, ever starting there over Jared Bowen unless we had a striker issue and we had to play Bowen up top. Yeah. So it's not like it's a position and it's something that, oh my God, we desperately need to replace.
Yeah, we had better. We had better in Batar in the 10. We had better in Bowen on the right. It's just that we didn't have a striker, and a lot of time.
That's the problem.
And I'm going to be honest. He was magic for the first half of the season. He was real magic. But that's all he give us, man. 2 years. So yeah, good luck.
Yeah. Listen, you're gonna love it when you get your stalls out on the. Make sure you populate the side of your pitch with all the stalls, and every 10 games that he scores a goal, he can go and do that
Let
celebration.
me just say this now, and I know a lot of people saying we're salty and all that. I'm trying to be real with you. This is going to go down as the same sort of standard of signing as Richarlison and Solanke. I'm afraid, like 60 million pounds ain't got a lot
And
for it.
look at those players, right? Look how highly rated they were. Richarlison was the guy that was carrying Everton for years, and consistently. He didn't give him just one good season. He single-handedly kept that team in the Premier League, and he gone to Spurs, and it amounted to very little. So, what do you think that Kudus is going to be able to do that Richarlison couldn't do, that Solanke couldn't do?
No one was disappointed with Solanke. You weren't? He had about 6-7 goals last year for 60 million pounds.
Yeah. He was a bit of a flop for me, Solanke. But
Anyway,
for us, like I said, Bowen is the man and Bowen is our best player. Don't let anyone tell you different. By far, the man carried us on his back last season. If we lost Bowen, then we would be fucked.
Not all about goals, you nuffy. If you're a striker, mate, it's all about goals.
And what else can Solanke do? What else does he do, Solanke?
Mate, you had Harry Kane that's used to bang 30 a season to Solanke. You're telling me it ain't all about. Oh, come on, mate. Like,
yeah.
Anyway, we'll let these crack on. Yeah. Stop being. Okay. Thanks for the money. Cheers.
Thanks for the super chat. Yes. We'll. Okay, George. We'll stop being salty. Yeah. So, like I said, it's Bowen by far our best player. He's there, right wing. Need another striker. Need a left winger. We're gonna need it. We need a lot. So it seems they're prioritizing the left back. They're trying to get the youth over the line. They're trying to get a goalkeeper, which we don't want to spend so much on a goalkeeper. So I can take some comments if you need to shoot, Nick.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go on, mate. I'll shoot.
I'll leave you some comments that aren't the same old shit of being shouty. It's all Spurs fans. It's fine. Thanks for coming, Spurs fans. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Cheers, Nick. Yeah, honestly, it's anyway. Nicky's gone. So yeah, honestly, where does this leave West Ham? Do you know what? So what does that say about you and Arsenal and you and Chelsea? Are they not above your level and you're trying to force a rival with them? There you go. Yeah, so we'll see, innit? To the Spurs fans, to the Spurs fans in the comments, right? I want to know genuinely, what do you think this signing is gonna do for you? Where are you gonna go next season? What difference is this gonna make for you? Tell me. You're so hyped and you're so confident. What is it? Tell us what is it gonna do for you? Like I said, for us, he didn't do much last season, so it's not like we're gonna have a drop off because we don't have Kudus. We just need numbers in. We need more pace. Maybe players a little bit more direct. And it's not him. He will give you certain games where he's on it. Like the big games, he'll be on it. When it comes now to playing Sunderland away, ghost. He'll ghost. He's not that guy. That's the problem. And it's cool. Now you can think I'm being salty. One day you'll sit around and you'll watch him and go, Lawless was right. He was right. It will happen. You won't admit it out loud, but inside there'll be a run of games and you'll be sitting there watching Kudus against Sunderland and go, damn. He was right. We should have listened. We shouldn't have just been spamming salty constantly. Maybe we should have took it in. So, yeah, man, like I said, for us, now it's time to move on and get the players in. I think for the fans, we need to make things very uncomfortable for David Sullivan, as I've said, because we're just so weak when it comes to selling players time and time. We sold Dimitri Payet for 25 million. I've said this before, like Arnautovic was a baller, like balling out, banging goals. Sold him on the cheap. I think it was like 27 million. We are so poor when it comes to sales, and we wonder why we're in the financial shit we're in when we're spending the likes of 45 million on Kilman, 35 to 40 million on Tadibo. It's honestly, it really is a mess. It is a mess at this club, and yeah, listen, I've got no hope for the future, but sometimes that's when, you know, the seasons do well. When you have low expectations, you over exceed those expectations. But for me, even if we go on to win a trophy, win the FA Cup, or we get Champions League, say we do something mad, right, and we achieve something crazy next season, that changes nothing about my feelings towards David Sullivan, because everything we do that's good is in spite of David Sullivan. It's in spite of him. It's never because of him. There is not one thing that I attribute to David Sullivan when it comes to anything good. Europe, trophy, anything. He is a detriment to this football club. And look at now, thanks to Sullivan, we've got our comment section flooded with these fucking Spurs fans getting carried away. And look, have at it. Like I said, the game is the game. The game is the game. That's what happens. Our owner has made this happen. We've got David Sullivan to thank for these Spurs fans piping up in our comment section. Then that's Sullivan, and then it's just, again, it's unacceptable. For us to even sell to these clowns is unacceptable, but to not make them pay a Spurs tax, pitiful, absolutely pitiful. So I would like to see where what the fan base's appetite is to act on this and to do something and to make our voices heard. I believe that we should. Like I said, whether it achieves anything, it doesn't matter. You have to try. What's the alternative? Just apathy. Because that's where we're going. It's either action or apathy. What do we want to do?